Well, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Keith with Keith's Custom Wood Creations, right here from Pace, Florida. Hey, check this out. I built a custom mantle here with some shiplap on the wall. The customer wanted it on both sides here. Tray ceiling, kind of tray wall right here. And turned out fabulous. We're gonna put some tile here to finish it off, but I did the shiplap and the beam right here. And I bet you're curious on how the heck did I put all this together. Well, if you stay tuned, you're about to find out. Here we go. And everybody out there, welcome back to my shop. This is Keith's Custom Wood Creations, where we make houses custom one project at a time. I'm going to show you how to do some things today. I've worked on a project. This is part two, I say, of doing the custom fireplace and the mantle thing that I'm building. I showed you in a video already on how to do this right here. This is putting two trim pieces together at a, it's about a 40-degree angle, but this one right here, I'm going to put together today. I'm kind of working a little bit more on it. I've got some shiplap over there that I'm going to do some painting on too. So y'all get to see all this happen. We're going to do a little bit at a time today and have some fun. All right, so in the previous video building this, I showed you guys the trick I used some Star Bond stuff right here, some Tight Bond premium wood glue, and when we get to the angle inside here, we're gonna round over the edges, smooth them up really good. But I use what they call a plastic wood. Check that out, plastic wood. That stuff is awesome, man. I tell you what. The other stuff you buy at the box stores and stuff like that, you can use them. It takes longer for it to dry, and I don't really feel like it does as good of a job. This stuff right here is stainable, it's paintable. The good thing about it is when you pour it out and put it in these cracks and crevices to fill any kind of miss things that you do, what it does is it hardens real quick. What that does is it allows you to keep going with your project and be able to sand not too long after you put it in the cracks and crevices. So that allows you to save a lot of time. And plus, it does a good finish on it too. All right, so on this here, I'm not going to really drag this on as long as I did last time. I'm going to go through and I'm going to be putting the glue and I'm going to be spacing it out every so often. I'm going to come back there behind me, put some of this Star Bond. Reason why is because this Star Bond this stuff hardens just like that. So it allows the glue to be able to bond together and give it time for this tight bond to actually do its job while holding that wood nice and tight together. And then over here, we're going to cut this down to length, and this is just like a rough estimate because when I go to the customer's house, I just want to make it to where it's easy to transport. I'm going to fine tune every single thing. When I get there, I'll cut everything to direct measurements. All right, time for some plastic wood. And when you use this stuff, you don't have to use a whole lot. It does go a long ways. You just really want to work it down to any kind of cracks that are showing, and just rub your finger back and forth, and you're going to come back with some sandpaper, and you're going to actually smooth it all out and get it ready before you put any primer or paint on. Because I'm going to be primer. I bought some prime boards in that, but I'm going to primer all this and then I'm going to sand in between each coat, and until I get that nice smooth finish. And I promise you won't see any of this separation between the boards when I'm all done. That paint's gonna, I finished up putting all that plastic wood, wood filler type stuff that we've got. I'll put that all in the crevices of all these here. So we are now ready to do some sanding. 220 on this bad boy. Keep the speed down. You don't really need to sand really heavily and fast. On a project like this, you just really kind of just wanted to smooth over the little lip there, take off any excess glue and stuff that you may have on the surface, just to give it that nice baby butt feeling, baby. Try to make it nice. trimming these down. I got a couple of them that I just want to get a little bit narrower, so they're not so, bold on the walls. So we trimmed them down just a hair to make it look nice and not too noticeable. We want you to see the shiplap, not the trim pieces, more or less, when you look at the wall. So we're going to cut these bad boys up. Here we go. Let's turn the old dust collection system on. Oh yeah, that's my sewing machine. Well, we're on to the shiplap. I've already had put a couple coats on it. I did this project before I really opened up my channel, so I don't really have any video and that of it, or pictures of that. So I got pictures, I just don't have the videos out. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the last coat on the shiplap, but I got to sand them down. Of course, between each coat, you want to sand down a nice finish on it. So we'll come on over here and we'll grab our first panel right here, and they're not too bad. They're actually, you can tell they're on the finishing stretch. Now when you do shiplap, let's get back. When you sand, let's go there. When you sand, it's nice to have something on your countertop here as a fabric of some sort, a blanket. I've got a bunch of moving blankets, kind of about 40 of them over there, but I like using this one right here. This isn't bad. It helps hold the piece of wood still while you do the sanding, so that way it's not going all over the place, and you just kind of move it down. Plus it protects the furniture or any piece of furniture that you're working on from getting scratched. Let's get This is the most important part, to make sure you get this surface nice and flat, no flaws, because the finishing spray that I'm about to put on this is what's going to make difference. It's either going to make or break. You won't see everything. I'm going to put a nice wet coat on top of here, and when it dries, it'll be nice and flat. Okay, and you don't want no bubbles, no fish eyes, no nothing like that. So you want to make sure your finish is completely ready for that final coat. All right, we're over here at the paint section. This is where all my paints are along the walls. I got stains, paints, my guns. I'm going to mix up some white and go over here and check this out. We're going to be spraying all of our trim pieces laid out right here. So hopefully it'll come out real nice. Usually I put a little bit of water in my paint to kind of thin it out a little bit. I'm probably going to spray this job here with my, I have a, it's an HVLP. It's like a Graco Phoenix. It's not bad. I've got it at just old big box store. Didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on a sprayer, but still wanted something decent that would do the job. And this does a phenomenal job. I also do have a Fuji sprayer that I use. I use this most of the time in my clients' houses because this is a turbine sprayer. It sprays really, really nice as well. But you're not having the overspray as you would like in a shop or somewhere you have more room and ventilation. This is a less overspray here, so you can do touch-ups and finishing work. That's what I normally take to the shop or to my jobs when I finish them up. I do a touch-up sprays with this. So let's go ahead and mix up some paint. Let's see here. All right, so out of this paint right here, what I normally do is I hang on to one of these gallon paints and I clean it all out, and I use this basically my mixing. So I put all my components in, mix it up, make it like, come out nice and smooth. So I poured some of the white I've got in here. It's a satin cabinetry white. I'm going to pour a little bit of water in here just to help kind of thin it out. Take the good old mix it stick up here, and what you want is a real nice smooth texture to it. You want it to flow right through the spray gun, just really nice. Basically, when you mix this all together, you're going to want it to run right off the stick right there. That's pretty smooth right there. Not many hiccups and all. All right, guys, I've got my mask on and I'm ready. I'm just kidding. Y'all thought I was going to use that, did you? Now this is my filter. So I'm basically going to put that up top here, set this right over the gun, and we're just going to pour a nice mixture right up inside here. As it goes right through there, it strains and takes any kind of a big clump or anything out of the paint. That way it comes through nice and smooth. Give it just a little bit. It's going. All right. We got our spray gun filled with all kinds of paint, and then got my gun lined up. Not just before you spray, you always want to use a little sample board. You want to figure out your spray pattern, how much is coming out. I pretty much got it set with what I'm looking at right there. I think that's going to be good. Might open it up just a little bit more, but I think that right there is going to look really, really nice. You just don't want to get too close, but you also want to make sure it stays nice and wet. And well, here we go. Y'all ready? It is install day. We're at the client's house. We are going to be taking the mantle down, putting our shiplap up, and then we're going to put our floating mantle across here. Destruction time. Yeah. Is we got to take a razor blade along all the edges, and we're going to cut all this caulk to break it loose. You gotta go. Oh. We call this hammer time. Oh, it's coming, little by little. And just like that, that's right, one less mantle. Just like that, mantle's gone. The tile on the fireplace is gone. Now we got to do a little bit of cleaning up, and then we're going to go ahead and measure and cut for our frame. That's going to hold the shiplap up there, case it out around the fireplace. Come together, clean on the wall, get all this stuff that we got here, this caulk, get that all off, so when we lay down the shiplap, it'll lay nice and flat against the wall. Because that's what we do. You always got to prep for everything around here. Take your time, don't rush, get it right. All right, once you get it all cleaned up, what we're going to do is we're going to look for studs. We're going to draw our lines on the studs. Why? Well, when we put a shiplap up, we want to know where we're going to be nailing. So we want a straight line that's going to go all the way up. So give us a guide to where when we put that shiplap up, it'll be up nicely. That's what we're doing. Here we go. We're down here now. We're going to be casing out a frame around the fireplace to hold the shiplap. They're going to do tile within. Unfortunately, I'm not doing the tile work, but I'm doing the shiplap and casing it, getting it ready. He wants it 7 inches above the fireplace, and he wants it 4.5 inches away. And 4.5. The shiplap cut for one side here and the shiplap cut for that side. Now we're just going down and installing them in there. We got the casing done. Got your trim across the top done. Just take a piece and slide it down and we've got the sides shiplapped up right here. I've got the casing lined up. Now we're just basically starting to line this all the way up the wall. Got my cuts already down over here, so it's just pretty much putting together. And just like that, I'm all done. Man, it turned out really nice. Man, I'm pretty impressed. Customer likes it. Man, this thing just turned out beautiful. Hey, listen. If you liked what you saw, click the subscribe button down there. You leave a comment. You know, I'm always up to hearing what you guys got to say. It's Keith right here, Keith's Custom Wood Creations, and I look forward to giving you guys another video. Well, that's right.